Good morning from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Monday, August 29. We've got an interesting discovery to share with you this morning, but before that, we get to that, we are on, by the way, on the 46 Bright U22. John, why don't you show them the ingenious patch you put together on the keel?
Okay, well, I had to repair the back of this keel. It was all split out where the rudder mount goes in it, and I can take it apart right now because it still hasn't been mounted together. But I did a little Dutchman on the keel, and I did it right underneath the strut support so that the strut is actually bolting it all back together. I got the keel all set so that I could put the rudder in it. Make sure that I have everything lined up with the rudder mount in the back here, and everything goes together really well. What I had discovered is my keel still has a hog in it. So,
and this is what we talked, it must have been 6 weeks ago, right? When we first saw this.
right.
And we were coming up with theories about hanging from lift rods. We now know that that is not the case given what John's discovered this morning.
Well, after putting that together, I got to looking to see why I have such a hog in here. It's questionable whether this piece of framing right here was bowed down or whether the back of the boat was lifted up. Or, well, the boat's upside down, so I say up. But what I had discovered is I have like 5/16 of an inch between my framing and the back frame board on the transom, and then I noticed that I started peeling this stuff out of here, and I have like a 1/4 inch thick wad of caulking in there that's hardened from the last time the boat was repaired.
Geez, I just noticed when you pried on it that ever so slightly, the bottom bow jumps up and down.
Oh yeah, there's nothing attached. But I've also discovered after pulling this caulking out that was in there since the last repair, is the bolt for the main stringer is busted right there, and it's also busted over here. So what that entails is I'm going to have to take the gas tank supports out, which I hope that's not why the last guy left it. I got to take them supports out and replace the bolts back here. And I noticed that these are just 1/4 inch bolts back here, and that's a lot. I don't know, I think it's a lot for a 1/4 inch bolt to be holding, so I'm going to try to...
Are they stainless?
No, these are silicone bronze bolts. Or brass. I don't know what they used back then. They could be... They appear to be silicone bronze. But they've both snapped off. I'm going to try to put 5/16 bolts in them to replace them 1/4 inch bolts. I think that might be a little bit better. Plus, when I put all these screws in these frame members, repair the... I think them are good and solid. They're good solid oak. They just, when these snapped off, these 4 screws also.
I think we were also talking about adding a little extra with a small gusset in this corner on each side, so that we can actually bolt them more effectively. Because right now we just have a screw going into end grain, right?
Yes.
That's not going to last very long.
No.
And it also creates a water trap. And then over on the starboard corner, you did a little more digging.
Yeah, we have some severe rot in this corner, and we're definitely going to have to take this plank off the transom, and this gusset goes down in right about here behind this plank. So in order to get to it efficiently, we got to take that all apart. And there's a row of screws out here that'll have to come out just down to here. Splash rail will have to come off, but it has to anyway. So.
Yep.
So yeah, we've got a little bit of repair back here. This gusset's going to get replaced right here too because of rot. It's dry rot.
And we need to get these corners all strengthened up and this transom where it needs to be before we start building frames. Because
that is correct.
that will reposition the whole aft half of the keel.
Right.
So for those who wondered why I was guessing lift rings could cause this, I guess you get my mea culpa. I was wrong. What happened is that the two bolts that held the whole transom together failed and allowed the bottom bow to drop, or in this case, since she's upside down, to shift up. That raises the tail of the keel, hence that's the source of the hog. This will be a relatively easy fix, but does involve more tearing out or what we call deconstruction, when we were hoping we were at the point of building frames and beginning to put this bottom back together. Well, thank you very much from Snake Mountain Boat Works. We'll be back to you with an update very soon. Bye-bye for now.